This is the only helicopter in the world with ejection seats. When it's hit badly enough, explosive charges blow its own rotor blades off, and rockets pull the crew clear before the aircraft even finishes falling. It's one of the most remarkable pieces of engineering ever put into a helicopter. And it's also flying on the airframe that open-source trackers count as Russia's single heaviest helicopter loss of the entire war. Here's why an ejection seat couldn't fix the actual problem. Every attack helicopter has to answer the same basic question. How does the crew survive combat? The Apache and the Ka-52 answer it in almost opposite ways. The Apache's whole design philosophy is built around not getting hit in the first place. Its longbow radar can track well over 100 targets at once, prioritize the most dangerous ones, and let the crew fire a missile from a distance, often before the target even knows the helicopter is there. Armor and redundant systems exist as a backup, not the primary plan. The Ka-52 takes the opposite bet. It assumes that in a long enough war, it will eventually take a hit it can't fly away from. So instead of only relying on armor, it gives the crew something no other helicopter has: a way to physically escape the aircraft after that hit happens. Ejecting from a jet is straightforward. The canopy blows off and the seat fires upward into open air. A helicopter has a rotor spinning directly above the cockpit, which makes that impossible without solving one extra problem first. The Ka-52 solves it violently. Pull the handle, and explosive charges at the rotor hub instantly sever all the blades on both of its stacked rotors, clearing the airspace above the cockpit. The canopy panels blow away next. Then, rocket-powered assemblies fire out of the cockpit, connected to the crew's seats by a cable, physically pulling each person clear of the aircraft before a parachute opens. The whole sequence is reported to work at 0 altitude and 0 speed, meaning in theory, it can save a crew even from a helicopter that's already stopped flying entirely. So, why hasn't this remarkable system kept the Ka-52 off loss lists? Because it only activates after the aircraft is already critically damaged. It protects the crew, not the airframe, and it does nothing to stop the aircraft from being hit in the first place. Open source trackers, who only count losses they can visually confirm on video, have documented at least 66 Ka-52s destroyed, damaged, or captured as of the most recent count, out of a pre-war fleet reported at somewhere between 100 and 160 aircraft. That's reportedly more than 3 times the losses of Russia's other attack helicopter over the same period. Reported causes include man-portable air defense systems and small first-person view drones, including newer fiber-optic guided drones that don't rely on a radio signal at all, and are largely immune to the same jamming these aircraft depend on to protect themselves. If the losses are this heavy, why does Russia keep flying it? Because the mission itself often requires exposure the ejection seat can't design around. Analysts cited in reporting describe Russian commanders relying on the Ka-52 for close support strikes that push it into range of exactly the defenses it's most vulnerable to. And note that Russia's alternatives, older aircraft with less capability, aren't meaningfully safer replacements. The ejection system is reportedly credited with saving individual crews from damage that would otherwise have been fatal. But saving a crew and saving the warfighting capability of an entire helicopter fleet are 2 different problems, and this one engineering feature was only ever built to solve the first. So, 2 attack helicopters, 2 completely different bets on survival. The Apache bets on never being in range to get hit at all, backed by armor as a fallback. The Ka-52 bets that a hit is eventually unavoidable and builds the most dramatic escape system ever installed on a helicopter for exactly that moment. One of those bets has held up better in this specific war than the other. Not because the engineering is worse, but because no ejection seat, however remarkable, can substitute for staying out of range in the first place. We've spent this series on jets, vehicles, and missiles. This is what happens when the aircraft itself becomes the last line of defense.